Hey guys, and in tinfoil news today, so take this with a grain of salt, a reported early version of the Fantastic Four script has leaked online on 4chan. Now I know a lot of you are just going to discredit this out of hand, like straight away, like no, can't be true. 4chan, it's definitely a seedy corner of the internet, isn't it? It's, known to, other than being pretty weird, make stuff up from time to time. But what is more interesting about the story is I went back to the page today, because Josh sent me this link on Wednesday. I went back to the page today to kind of, collect information for the story. Not there anymore, so it was deleted. Post can't be found. So that definitely leads to a little air of mystery around this, whether it was true or not. So I'm just going to give you the bare bones version of this script. Yes, and here we go. Spoiler alert if it's true. I doubt it is. But here we go. Important first point, the team is going to be a lot younger if this is true. Reed is a young genius. They explicitly state that, and Ben and him are childhood friends. Reed is recruited into a scientific initiative called the Baxter Initiative, or the Baxter Program, or whatever, for young gifted minds. And there he meets up with Sue Storm, who I think she's some sort of physicist, I think, or maybe a biologist, and Johnny Storm, who's an engineer, whose their father Franklin Storm runs the project. Although they also meet Victor Von Doom, who is also younger and also a genius, I guess. And he and Reed create a portal to what they call the End Zone. Now, Fantastic Four fans, your ears are perking up at the word End Zones, I bet. And before they test this, Victor tinkers with it, Reed can't stop him, and the thing explodes. They're sucked into the End Zone and scattered out across the world. Of course, they start to develop powers about this. The script glossed over this, or the article thing, the post glossed over this, but I guess they've developed powers through their journey through the End Zone, and Victor is never found, and they assume that he's dead. And they, it's later revealed that he's not dead. He was in Latvia the entire time, and that's more of an after-credit scene. But shortly thereafter, a alien being makes contact with Earth, and his name is, it's Anil, I guess, or Anil, and he's claiming to be the last one of his species. He's seeking asylum on Earth. And I guess he's using the End Zone to communicate. And sure, of course, the military science guys are like, sure, come on in, whatever, we'll accept you, alien technology. He proves, I guess he gives them some alien technology to prove that he's real. I'm sure the Fantastic Four were kind of like, this might not be, legit. But he comes on through, and of course, it's not what it seems. And, please forgive me, my memory is rusty on this. At this point of the script, I was like, I can't believe they're doing this for the first movie. If it's true, big if. But essentially, Anil is Anil is Annihilus, and he comes through with the Annihilation Wave, or maybe not as extreme, but he comes through with his army, and what they do is they just basically steal energy from solar systems, absorb it. And they're trying to do that with Earth, and of course the Fantastic Four are able to fight them off using their newfound abilities. There was a weird bit about Reed going into the End Zone to find a dead planet to get some sort of neurovirus to destroy the hive mind thing. I don't think that's real. It might not be, but that was another part that was fuzzy for me. It was kind of like they're doing. How would he know to go get a basically like a neurotoxin from a dead planet and a dead solar system in the End Zone? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. How would they know that whatever, the hive mind thing is less of a jump, but anyways, it's one of those things. So basically they defeat them. Happy day. The Fantastic Four are now not only scientists, but they're also adventurers, and that's a big plus for me, is that they show that they're actually adventurers, which is something the movies completely glossed over. The fact that they're supposed to be explorers. But I guess then, happy ending, more adventures to come, and then big thing is the after credits scene where it's revealed that Doctor Doom is alive, and in Latvia, or Latveria, Latvia is a real country, Latveria, and he's you see that he's got like metal skin. His skin is turning metal, which is another big minus, because everyone's like, why are they so obsessed with this organic metal steel skin? He's not Colossus. Why can't he just be horribly burned and wear armor? To me, that makes a lot more sense. But basically, he's like a refugee, and he's looking like he's looking determinedly at the Latverian, I guess, palace, and so essentially the consensus is that he's going to become the, I guess, ruler of Latveria, as he did in the comics, and we all saw how that turned out. So honestly, all in all, if this is the real script, I'm kind of impressed that they would jump to a nihilist first. It's an interesting choice, but it's a good way to introduce their powers through the end zone rather than by some sort of cosmic radiation like they did in the last movie. Also, like, at first I was confused as to how they would do a younger team and have them be, like, I guess, reputable scientists, but in this case it's not really like they're reputable scientists. They're more like kids that young scientists, young geniuses that get involved in an accident. To me, that's an interesting concept. It's definitely different from what they did the last time. It's definitely different from the comics, and I would be interested to see how it works out. So all in all, if this is the way that they go, I'd be pretty happy with it. I don't think it is, but the fact that the post got pulled down is a little bit more mystery, but it is 4chan, who knows? Like I said, sort of like, a grungy bar, the grungy bar of the internet. You don't want to be there unless you got like 3 or 4 friends, and you don't want to be there unless you have to. So I guess that's it for this. I guess like, comment, and subscribe if you want to get more news about this and other movies. If you also want to see, everything that we do, like character bios, comic book verses. Really, we do a ton. We just recorded a new discussion that we're going to have up, very soon. That'll be really exciting. But anyways, without further ado, signing off. This is CJ, and like I said, stay tuned for more updates.